before you come, so then it's not just Uganda. Before you travel to any country at all, you're supposed to do a bit of a research to see how they live there, the lifestyle. It's very important, isn't it? So, for example, if you want to come to Uganda, so I advise you to get a tour guide that can take you around, so you don't be cheated on. You understand? So there's a lot of scammers out there in Uganda. So it's better you do your research and make sure you stay in areas that are safer. That is be safe for foreigners.
Which misconception do you think people have about Uganda? Tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Godwin. I'm from the UK. I live in the UK, but I'm basically from Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And my name is Elizabeth, and I'm from the UK, and together with the Odaro family.
Okay, especially their content creators, guys. If you didn't know, we're going to leave their YouTube link in the description of this video. Please check them out. Okay, can you tell us why did you come to Uganda?
We came to Uganda. Obviously, we've been to Uganda before, so we came here 2 years ago. I would say 3 years ago, because we're in 2025 now. We came for the first time. I enjoyed it, although we came for a family function, so I had a good time, and I told my wife I don't mind coming back again. So we came back the second time, December, which is the perfect time for celebrations and all that. So we just came to have a good time, basically.
Okay.
And just go around and have some to just watch some landscapes in Uganda, and to also see relatives, friends.
Okay. How did you find Uganda, or what was your first impression in Uganda?
I think we should ask you first.
The first time we came, obviously, I wasn't expecting too much, because obviously it's Africa, and all African countries, I believe we're all the same. We're all one family. I wasn't really expecting too much, because obviously when you're new in a country you've never been before, the people usually hike the prices of things. Maybe, for example, you're jumping on the border could be for 1,000. They probably charge you 3, 4, 5, depending. So I was expecting more of that anyway when I come to the country, and obviously I was expecting us to be the same, to be honest, in terms of culture, because every culture they're all different, innit? So obviously we also have our own culture as well. So I wasn't expecting too much, to be honest.
Which misconception do you think people have about Uganda?
Obviously, people think that all Ugandans are, should I say, the same? Because, for example, maybe I'll give an example of a Kenyan. Maybe, for example, you might have come across a Kenyan that's not, how can I say, a scammer, or scammed you, or not being a good friend to you. So obviously, having that mindset that all Kenyans are like that, isn't it? So so the same thing goes with Ugandans. So it depends on the Ugandans you've come across. Some of them might be good, and some of them might be bad. So we're all 50-50, I would say. Do
you have any take in that?
I think what he said, people always think that all Ugandans, we speak Luganda, by the way, out there, but not all of us speak Luganda, because there are a lot of tribes in Uganda. So when you tell someone you're from Uganda, they always expect you to be like, oh, do you know Luganda? Or can you say this and that? But obviously, when you say, oh, we have a lot of tribes in Uganda, they're in shock. So when you come down here, then you start seeing a lot of people having different tribes, different languages being spoken. So, so the misconception of people, I think, about Uganda is not everyone speaks Luganda, everyone is different. But we speak English, which is just, a good thing for us anyway.
Also, I want to add this to like in Nigeria as well. When someone comes to meet me, for example, and I'll say to them I'm Nigerian, they're thinking, okay, I'm from Yoruba, I'm from Igbo, or from Hausa, because there are 3 major tribes in Nigeria, innit? So obviously, I'm from a different tribe entirely you've never heard of, I guess. So so the same thing with Uganda. So most people be thinking, most people think that she's from a different country anyway. They don't usually
Most of you we are from Nigeria.
So people think that I'm from Ghana. But obviously when I said, oh, I'm from Uganda, they're like, oh, how come you look like Ghanaians? Because apparently I have some features of Ghanaian people.
Even in Nigeria as well, we have feature of people that from.
Yes, and sometimes some people think I'm Nigerian as well, and I'm not. That's the thing. And the funny enough, obviously I'm Ugandan, but I'm a Musoga. So when people say, "Oh, how come you speak Luganda?" Because I kind of like speak Luganda. Yeah. So people are like very surprised about everything because they're thinking, because they're thinking, oh man, you're Ugandan and you're supposed to be, you're supposed to be speaking Luganda and stuff like that. But obviously we speak different tribes here, so.
Yeah. You say you're from Uganda?
Yeah.
You're from Uganda. Which part of Uganda you say?
Ginger.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you guys like meet up? Like you meet up in the UK or you meet up here in Uganda?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to go? Okay. We met, I'll say 12 years ago in the UK. We met when I was in college. Yeah, so I joined during college days. I used to be like, I want to be into something in college. I want to do something as a youth. I was young, so I got into this choir for the college. So she, at that time, she just came into the country as well. So she came and she joined. So that's how we met. So obviously during that time, we usually say hi to each other, so we're not that close. It was after, let's say 7 years later, that's when we met at uni. Yeah, so she came to my uni because I schooled outside London because we were based in London,
Okay.
So I schooled in this northern part of England, which is Brighton. Yeah. We met. She came with a friend. We usually have this thing called Freshers Week. So it was during that time she met. So she walked past me, I saw the face, I was like, oh, this face looks familiar. And she also said the same thing as well. I was like, oh, where did I see you from? Like, where would I? Then she was like, oh, Croydon College. And I said Croydon College. I was like, yeah, Croydon College from choir. So then I was like, okay, give me your contact number, I'll contact you. And guess what? I never contacted her after. So it was the following year. After, let's say 5-6 months later, we met again. And then that's when we started talking, keeping in touch. Yeah.
Wow.
You can finish it up from there.
Yeah, so the rest was history, to be honest. Yeah.
But it was amazing. Okay. How is life in the UK where you're living now?
I'll say life is good because you can
Tell us stuff.
I feel like life in the UK is made easier. So I feel like people in the UK were living like a soft life compared to here. And obviously people here, like everywhere, people are hardworking. People in the UK are hardworking. People here are also hardworking. But I feel like in the UK it's more easier for you to have like job opportunities than here. So when you come to Uganda and you see a lot of people here, maybe let's say like the youth don't really have jobs. So it's so hard for them because what they have to do is either they have to work in a bar or lounge or something, or do like small jobs just to get something for themselves. Whereas in the UK, you can actually go to college, or you don't even have to have a qualification, but you can have a good job like construction, and you're gonna have like maybe engineering or something. You don't have to go very far to have like a very, very better job. So for me, I feel like life in the UK is really good and easier. Very, very good.
I think in the UK there are more opportunities for youth. For example, you can decide one Monday like, okay, I want to start a business, right? And the government can give you money for that as far as you're able to pay back afterwards. You can start with any business if you have the idea and the mindset of what you want to set your mind into, and you're confident about it. Yes, there's more chances of you getting that business starting up because you gain the loan from the government in it. So there are more opportunities over there, I can say.
More opportunities.
Yes, in Africa, obviously, Africa is a bit. It's
all about connection here more. For you to get that job that you want to do, it's more about connection. If you don't have connection here, then you like the job that you've always desired, like you won't get it. So yeah, it's the same.
Okay, what is the reason you guys like travel from the UK to Uganda? Tell us the reason.
I would say, first of all, First of all, because my wife is Uganda, obviously, that's why I came. Because she said, I will take you to my people, to my place. You will like it there. So that's why I came the first time. I was like, okay, I actually liked it here. I feel safe. I felt like I wasn't having no insecurities around me. So I was like, if I were to go to my country, Nigeria, I'll be scared. To be honest with you, I feel like more relaxed. But when I'm back home, I'm always looking behind me. Who's gonna, you know? So I'm always. So that was why the first time I came, I told her, oh wow, I love it here. I like Uganda. I like the people. They're they're friendly and social. They're very open. The Ugandan people. They're very open. They're open-minded people. But if you come to my place, I won't say bad things about my place. But when you come my expenses, maybe you can give your own review about it. So that's what I can say.
So the reason why we came to Uganda more is also as to have just the the two of us, like just to have fun and just go around and experience different places in Uganda. Just have like tour around different places, do some activities.
So the last time we didn't really do it.
And we just as well like to take a break from family sometimes and work. That's why we chose to come.
As a Nigerian visiting Uganda, okay, how do you see? Okay, you say you have been living in the UK. Like for how long have you been in the UK?
This year will be making it 13 years.
13 years living in the UK. Have you ever like gone back to Nigeria and see how life is in Nigeria?
I went to Nigeria the same year that I came to the Uganda the first time. Can I say worse? Because the last time I left Nigeria was in terms of the currency value, it was okay, but during the time I went, everything just went down. Things became expensive. Like there's a lot of crime now compared to the time I left the country. So I would say it's become worse, man. That's what I can say. I don't want to go. I don't say too much.
You don't want to go deep.
I don't want the Nigerians to come for me. You get
Okay, get your point. Okay, which places did you like visited in Uganda so far? You see, you're coming from Ginger, where we know.
So we went to Ginger. I had to take him to Ginger. So we went and did some activities. We did quad biking. We were supposed, zip lining. We were supposed to go to Fort Portal, but we didn't get time. And I think we also went to the zoo. Because obviously we couldn't make it for safari, so we decided to go to the zoo and see some animals. So we've been everywhere, literally. That's all I can say. I can't really break everything down, but we've been around almost everywhere, between Kampala and Ginger.
Well, maybe next time we'll come back.
Maybe we'll go further and see how it is.
Okay. What is the traffic rules or driving habits you noticed in Uganda?
The traffic rules? I don't think there are traffic rules here, to be honest, because it's just people just drive the way they feel like, especially the border borders. They don't even obey the traffic lights. And there was a time I was coming from, I think it was from Lawrence's place, and it was around the downtown area. I was literally following the road signs and the road marking as well. So
you drive here?
I drive. Okay. So I was with my wife here, and I was indicating rights, so I knew what I was doing. So all of a sudden, a traffic officer came and pulled me over. It was like, oh, you're not supposed to turn here. I'm like, what do you mean I'm not supposed to turn here? I'm going towards the right direction. I know where I'm going because I was following Satnam. Then he was like, no, you have to, sort me out, or probably I'll take you to the station. I'm like, I'm going to take the car. And this was around, I think it was around 10:30 in the evening. So I was like, okay, at this moment I have no choice in it, so
you have to
I had to tip him. So I gave him a huge amount of money. So
we didn't have change.
I didn't have change of me. So that was when he allowed us in it to go.
Okay, how important do you think is like knowing the local language here?
I think it's number one priority. Yeah, if you leave, you should be able to know the language, because so whenever you're around people, you can get to know what they're talking about you. Especially when you go to the marketplaces, when you go to buy some food items, maybe the original price could be, let's say, 10,000. So and now they will be adding like, let's say, 15 or 20k more to it. You get, so it's very important to know the language.
Yeah, so most of the time when we've been here, we always go with our friends. I mean, I can speak the language, but at the same time, I can't really speak Luganda just, and be fluently. I have to mix English in it. So every time that they clock that you don't know how to speak the fluent Luganda, then the price that was 10k will go to 20k. So most of the time we have to go with a friend that speaks Luganda fluently every time, so we can get the the reasonable price for everything that we're buying.
I mean, do you think like is more important to like know the local language?
Yes, it is, because at least I can speak at least. So if I was with my husband, just me and him, we can always be able to go around and communicate. Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay, and okay, can you speak like some Luganda for the 2 years or like okay? I mean, like 2 years you have been here, or for the couple of like months you have been like in Uganda?
I would say because whenever we go back home to England, we don't speak languages in the house. We just speak straightly English because of the kids, so they can get to speak quickly.
We don't want to confuse them.
So we're like, okay, when they get to a specific age, or maybe they can learn from our parents, if they want to, but it's up to them. But I don't want to force them on them. So it's better we just speak English at home. Okay. So that's why I don't really get to learn the language like that.
But at least he knows some words. He knows like some few words.
Few words in Luganda,
Benange.
The simple ones.
Those simple words.
The greetings.
The basic stuff, basically.
He does.
Is there any rule that foreigner should know before coming to Uganda?
Rules.
I think before you come, to be honest, not just Uganda, before you travel to any country at all, you're supposed to do a bit of a research to see how they live there, the lifestyle. It's very important, isn't it? So, for example, if you want to come to Uganda, so I advise you to get a tour guide that can take you around, so you don't be cheated on. You understand? So there's a lot of scammers out there in Uganda. You get, so it's better you do your research and make sure you stay in areas that's safer. That is be safe for foreigners. You get.
Okay, which places would you like recommend for foreigners?
Like Moyenga, Moyoyo, Bokoto, Kololo, what's it called? Moyonyo. So there are a lot of places in Kampala you can live. Even in Ginger as well, you can live in Ginger. There's some areas that are safe in Ginger as well. Out of town.
If they come to Uganda and they want like tourist areas, Ginger is the perfect place to go for tourism, because they have a lot of, like, I think they have the source of the Nile, they have, I think, Bujagari Falls, but I don't know if it still works, but there's a lot of activities you can do there. So if you really want to just come and tour, I think the place that you want to go to is Ginger. But if you want the nightlife, it's more of Kampala. So obviously the areas you have to stay around is like Muyenga, Kololo, for the good nightlife.
Those are places just recommend.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any specific things travelers should avoid doing in public here in Uganda?
Travelers, I think,
like taking pictures of the public buildings, like government buildings, are not allowed. And even what else? There's so many things like.
I think just recording
or
recording security or police.
Police is not allowed.
It's not allowed. I know, like in most countries, it's not allowed to record police.
In most countries, you can.
You can record.
You can in the UK. It's okay.
You can record the police.
Yeah, you can record the police. It's not a problem. But obviously, not every country have their rules. You get. So
Okay. Do you have anything to add on?
No. I was gonna say as well, like they should avoid like recording in banks or something, like those big places.
Yes.
Like so always be aware of your environment. Don't just.
In the UK, I don't think you're allowed to record in the bank. I don't think you're allowed to. And I think the same thing with Uganda as well, isn't it? So it depends. I don't know. It depends on the bank, though. It depends if you speak to the securities, maybe they can allow you just to record yourself, not to record around the bank to see what they're doing. Yeah, but if you're recording yourself, I think that should be fine. There shouldn't be a problem with that.
Okay, I have this question for you. How should foreigners handle tipping or payments in restaurants or taxis around?
I think it's good to give a tip to support the economy. You know, especially Uganda, there's not a lot of jobs out there, so people rely on those tips. It goes a long way. You understand? Even if you're doing home delivery drivers comes, you tip them. At the restaurants, finish it, tip them.
Do you usually like tip people in the UK?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Okay.
We do tip delivery drivers. Food delivery drivers.
And
tip at the restaurant.
Sometimes the tips would be on your bill.
Yeah.
So literally, it's gonna be on your bill when you buy food. It's gonna be on your bill. Like it'll be included. So you have a choice if you want to pay
or not,
or you don't want to pay it.
It's called service charge.
Yeah, like service charge. Yeah. So you have a choice if you want to pay the service charge or not. And here as well, I mean, you also have a choice if you want to pay in Uganda as well, right? But for me, I feel like tipping someone. Sometimes someone has had a bad day, and when you tip them, maybe that can help them to go far, you know, to add to what they have already. Yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone about Uganda, about nightlife in Uganda, also social life in Uganda? What advice do you have for them?
Advice.
Yeah.
Yes. All I can say is that, I mean, really, nightlife here is really, really, really good. I feel like if you're a party animal, yes, come to Kampala. This is the perfect place for you. Because I mean, we love going out. I can't lie. Me and my husband always go out, and we.
Let me add to this. Uganda can drink. Ugandans, hey.
Yeah, Ugandans can drink, but at the same time, I feel like party life here is really, really way good than the one for the UK. I can't lie. Here you can go out, and I think lounge or wherever they close around 5-6 in the morning or 7, and then in the UK most clubs or they close around 4 o'clock. They're already done. So I think here nightlife, yeah, it's very good.
Okay, what is the difference you have found like between the UK nightlife and the Ugandan nightlife?
So the nightlife here, at least when you go out in the bars, they still sell food. So if someone wants to eat food after drinking, yeah, you still have food. So I think you can get food after eating, but in the UK it's just selling drinks and that's it. So there's no like days after food or whatever when you're drunk, so you have to go look for food out there. Yes.
And in the UK, because they close early, the clubs close early around 4, and you can still get food maybe at McDonald's or chicken shop. But yeah, even at the bar, you can still order the food yourself, and they will still give it to you, do a home delivery or a takeaway afterwards, isn't it? Which I find very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What should visitors know about Ugandan hospitality and making friends?
I think Ugandans are very open-minded people. They are free spirits, and they are good. They are good people, and they are very social. So they are very friendly. They can easily befriend a Ugandan, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. So they're actually friendly, and everywhere you go, like when let's say you've missed your direction, it's easier to ask a Ugandan here. Oh, I've missed my way. What, can you show me the right way? And they are really happy to help. I mean, can I compare with the UK?
No.
Okay, I can't compare.
UK, you can't do that.
Okay, would you recommend Uganda to other foreigners who want to visit and live here?
Yeah.
Why?
I think here is. I think it should I say cheaper to live here than the UK, because UK is very expensive. Should I start with the housing?
Yeah.
Because when just renting a room in the UK, in a shared house, the minimum in London right now is £750. Yeah, you pay £750 a month. Max I've seen so far is like 900. So over here with that amount, you can get a very big mansion to yourself for months, you'll be living for a cheaper amount of money. So I'll say, yeah, definitely, living in Uganda is cheaper.
Living in Uganda is cheaper, more than the UK.
More than UK,
Okay.
Yeah, so it's cheaper here, and also like the cost of living is really, really good. The bills is really cheap than out like in the UK. The UK is a bit expensive, I can't lie. If I can survive here on 1,000 of, I mean,
£500 a month, you can survive.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You can survive, but in the UK you can't survive on £500 a month. It can't even pay your rent. So I feel like Uganda is cheaper, and I mean I'll definitely recommend anyone that wants to come here to come and try it out for themselves.
Wow. Okay, any message do you have for other people watching us and they would like to visit Uganda in this 2025?
Yes, Uganda is a very beautiful country, guys. Come and visit. There's a lot of activities you can do here in terms of nightlife, a lot of things. You just come and see for yourself, to be honest.
And they have beautiful landscapes, guys. Trust me. If you go out, like let's say further from Kampala, there are a lot of beautiful landscapes that you can see around. Like I said to you, we didn't get a chance to go to Fort Portal, but I think along the way as we're going to Fort Portal, I've heard that like they have, I think, some beautiful landscapes like the rocks or something around the side. So yeah.
And Uganda is also known for the women. The type that wants good-looking women, you come to Uganda. Uganda is a
very
place.
respectful women here, by the way, guys. Actually, true. That's why my husband had to come to Uganda. See, so you have to actually get. If you want to get a woman, come to Uganda. Beautiful women with everything that you want.
Wow, thank you so much for this time. I really appreciate your time, guys.
You're welcome.
You can give yourself like a shout out on how people can find you.
Yeah, we do.
Do you the shout out?
Yeah, you can find us on our YouTube channel, the Odaro Family. You can find us on our social media, Instagram, the Odaro Family, and our personal.
Yeah, and then my Instagram is Kose Elizabeth. You can find us there too, because I post sometimes.
And you can find me too, Odaro_10 on Instagram as well, and Snapchat as well, Odaro_10.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Oh, and thank you so much for having us on your channel.